Hello, it's T-Roy coming at you in front of some paintings again. I read this post on Facebook, or not this post, this comment, after I read this post. So there was a post where a woman in this group, when I was a dating coach, I was trying to get more friends by going into groups, joining groups, commenting, becoming a part of the community, so that more people would follow my content, and then I could potentially get more clients. I just wanted more traffic to my Facebook page. So I'm in these groups, and I'm still in these groups, a lot of them. And this woman posted, where are all the good men at? Or all the nice men who will buy flowers and do all this other nice guy stuff. And several guys commented, actually. I might show one of the comments here. We're waiting, like we're here. The problem is you overlook us. And several other guys commented the same thing. And then somebody commented like you always just go for jerks. Like we try to be nice, you always go for jerks, and then you say you want somebody who buys you flowers. And I wanted to highlight the distinction between these two guys that women tend to go for, I guess, which is the jerk, right? Because nice guys always, it's like a classic movie script. Like nice guy sees this girl with a jerk, and then he's like, oh man, she's with a jerk, and then he like becomes a man or does something cool, and then he gets the girl in the end. The problem with real life is that not a lot of guys are doing that cool thing, like building themselves into the man that woman would want. Because the reality is, if you're a nice guy, like a gentleman, you'll buy her flowers, you do all that stuff for her, and you have boundaries, you're not a pushover, you have things going on in your life, you're not going to cry if she breaks up with you. I mean, you can cry when she breaks up with you, but you're not going to like beg her, you're not looking for. The image that comes to mind is a baby crying for the baby's mother. A baby crying for his or her mother. When a baby cries, when the mother goes away, the mother comes back. When a grown man does it, starts crying, begging for her to come back, that's not very attractive. And a lot of nice guys do that. And I wanted to question how nice these guys really are, because nice guys tend to just like do some thing that is nice, like they open doors for women, they buy her flowers, which are all great things to do. You should do that. But the thing that comes after that is if she doesn't reciprocate, like if she doesn't smile, give me attention, and say thank you, and ask me out on a date and go out with me and become my girlfriend, then I get all bitter. And you can see the bitterness in these comments. I might put these comments up now. You can see the bitterness in them. And it's like, how nice are you really? So that's one. That's point number one. How nice are you really? Is your niceness to get something? Or is your niceness just from the goodness of your heart? Do you have bitterness under your niceness? Or is it genuine niceness because you are a nice guy, no matter what? All right, so as I edit this video, I just want to throw in also that I get that some bitterness is justified. Maybe you've had bad experiences. Maybe you look around in the world and you don't like what you see. But I just want to reiterate, if I haven't already iterated it, the reality that you attract what you are. So by holding bitterness in you, you'll see a lot of things that are going to make you more bitter, versus if you're seeking better for yourself, if you're seeking a great partner, then you have to start actually shifting from like believing that everybody in the world is just flawed. Like the men in these comments, they're saying a lot of the stuff that I just put up, something about feminism, like ruining the world. I've thought that stuff before. I mean, you know, a lot of women are definitely changing. At the same time, it's not going to do you any good if you're holding bitterness, because it's your life and it's your emotions, it's your bitterness that you're holding, if you're holding that. And if you decide to look out for yourself and hold good in your heart, then that's what you're going to hold, regardless if somebody likes you or rejects you or whatever. And if it doesn't work out, or even if you reject somebody who you don't like, you can just respectfully walk away, carry yourself like a gentleman, and that's what's going to get you the best results. You're going to be able to carry on and focus on the bigger things in life, and not put so much emphasis on like, oh man, I've had like these two bad experiences with relationships, and now I think that everybody's bitter. And that is the most important thing to you. Not to get something, that concept, being a nice guy. You want to be a nice guy, a good guy. I think good guy is better because, anyway. What do these jerks have that these women tend to go for? I'll actually reveal a truth to you. The women that have high self-esteem, that are beautiful, that most guys want, they don't go for jerks. They go for nice guys that are also real men. So men that have something going on, that aren't going to like break down and cry and beg for somebody to, come back if somebody doesn't give them reciprocation attention, because they have enough self-esteem and self-confidence in themselves to carry on their life regardless. Those very, very high quality of people, women, they're just a quality person, beautiful, I don't know, obedient. Right, like that is what a lot of guys look for. They look for a woman who is like obedient. Like, you're in a relationship, you trust your partner, you do what they say. But they'll only be obedient for the right man. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I could say in this video. Hold on, sorry, I'm getting a little bit off topic. So the very high quality woman, you should know what that means. Just a beautiful woman who is also a quality person, not toxic, but a quality person, high self-esteem. Those women are going to go for the guys that are nice guys that will open the door for them and buy them flowers and then walk away. Or they're in a relationship with the guy and he just gets her flowers like it's no big deal. That type of guy is a nice guy, but he's also a quality, high self-esteem dude who doesn't really need her to reciprocate, who isn't needy, who has his own stuff going on, who's working on his own life, who has enough self-confidence in himself. So anyway, the jerks, so there's this really, really good guy. There's the good guy who is a nice guy, holds doors open, buys her flowers, and he has his own shit going on. He's confident and he takes initiative in his life and just, he'll take initiative to ask somebody out. He'll take initiative to schedule a date. He's a good guy. And then there's the jerks. And then there's like the nice guys that are overlooked a lot of the time, even though they're not like taking initiative. The thing that the jerks do are they're actually taking initiative. They'll just be like, yeah, they don't care about women, but they'll also just, they'll go for them. They have more confidence than the nice guy. They show more confidence than the nice guy. And you can have that confidence. You just have to go for it. But what a lot of nice guys do is they'll ask one woman out, they'll get rejected, and then they'll get bitter like these guys in the comments that, again, I might put it up right here. They'll get bitter. And I want to talk about my experience. I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Just one more thing I want to add. The thing that bothers me about these guys is not just like the slight bitterness I can sense, and then the real bitterness from some of the other comments that I showed before is the lack of accountability. Because if you're not getting the results, it sounds a little cringe to say results, to be honest, because we're talking about something that's intrinsic to being a human. Everybody wants relationships. So if you don't have a relationship in your life right now, you're not happy with someone, sitting there and blaming the world is just not going to help. Looking in the mirror and saying, what can I do to get the relationship that I want, is going to help. I was a dating coach for 2 years. My heart really wasn't in it. I tried to pivot sort of more into like overcoming social anxiety. I got a job and I got out of the entrepreneurial endeavor for about a year, this last year. But in my journey as a dating coach, the reason that I became a dating coach is because I went out on my college campus and I approached woman after woman after woman, not to get a date, to overcome my social anxiety. But I ended up getting some dates. A lot of time, or not a lot of times, just a small handful of times throughout that year that I was doing that. Because I approached a lot of women, and maybe like 2 or 3 I kind of hit it off with, and we had a date or two. And then after that, I just kept building, for the years to come. I just kept building myself, getting into longer relationships, studying dating advice, going out practicing, approaching women at bars, on the street, giving compliments, and just becoming a more confident guy, just being more social with people. Where was I going with this? Where I was going with this was I probably got rejected a lot. Women just weren't interested. But here's the thing you have to understand. If you get rejected harshly, you have to look at yourself, because women are pretty nice. People are nice. They don't want to be harsh to you. What person just wants to be harsh with you? I don't know. If you're hanging out with a bunch of harsh people, just go somewhere else. Talk to new people. Most people are not harsh people. Most women will not harshly reject you. They'll be nice to you. If they're harshly rejecting you, like, get the fuck away from me, you have to look in the mirror because you're doing something weird and crazy. Like you're getting in their face, like you're doing something. You have to look at yourself and why you're scaring them away like that. But if they're rejecting you nicely, like, oh, I'm just not interested, that's fine. Keep going until you hit it off with somebody. You'll build social skills along the way. You'll learn how to read social cues. You'll learn how to get smoother in social interactions with people. You'll learn how to communicate better. You'll learn to not care so much about rejection, and that most people you don't really want to get to know anyways. You might want to get to know them for a second, but when it comes to a relationship, there's only like one girl out of 100 or one girl out of 1,000,000 that you might even want to make your girlfriend. So if you were to go approach, 1,000,000 is a big number. Let's say 1,000. If you were to go approach 1,000 women a year, that's about 3 women a day. Let's say on your way to work, or you're driving somewhere or whatever. You live in a city, you live in a town. You just talk to people. You talk to a new person every day. Let's say you hit it off with the 1,000th person. They become your life partner. Was it worth it to talk to those 1,000 people? Did the first 999 even matter? Probably not in the grand scheme of things, because you ended up with somebody that you really clicked with. So it's odd to me that I look at these men who have probably never taken the initiative, like the so-called douchebags or the jerks that they call that the women are going for. And it's like, bro, you got rejected once. You got rejected twice. You got rejected 3 times. Are you kidding me? The people that, like myself, who have shot their shot a lot, do not feel sorry for you at all because you got rejected once. I've gone through heartbreak. You've gone through heartbreak. The other people watching this video have gone through heartbreak. Tough. I'm sorry. Move on. Just keep going. What's your choice? What's your choice? Be like these guys in the comments that are just like, oh, you overlook us. As they're just sitting there. They're just sitting there doing nothing. Sitting there doing nothing. Man, this is kind of a rant. I'm sitting here talking to a camera, talking to you through this video. But like, this is the shit that I would say to myself if I ever found myself just like, they overlook me. It's like, what are you doing? You're fucking 29 years old, Troy. Wake the fuck up. Go. Live life. Take a shot. Go. What else are you going to do? I want to leave you with something that I've dealt with, like social anxiety, stage fright. I've joined a public speaking class that I was shaking at my first speech just to overcome anxiety and stage fright and being in front of people and being vulnerable, or being like, just in front of people, feeling vulnerable. So as I'm like up there trying to stumble my way through a speech, give the best speech I can, I want to leave you with something. So I watched this reel by Alex Hormozy, and he popped into my feed, and I just clicked on the video. I was like, this is interesting. He said that the title was nothing's a big deal or something like that. Sorry, I'm a little hyper. I just worked out. But he said nothing's a big deal. In 1 second, at the speed of light, if you were to travel at the speed of light, you can make it around the world in eight times in 1 second. If you were to travel at the speed of light towards the nearest star, it would take you 300 or 3,000 years to get there, or something like that. It's far away. And if you were to name every star in our galaxy 1 second at a time without stopping, it would take you like 300,000 years or something like that. Or no, 300,000. Yeah. I think years. I don't know the exact statistics, but the point is, the galaxy is ginormous, and there are more galaxies than just ours. So your little rejection doesn't really matter. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.